looks a little bit more of an open race, this race.
It is, in terms of how the market positions it at the moment, Michael, but my best bet of the day comes up here in race number 5. I'm pretty keen on Brazen Empress for Peter Fernie, who's already trained a couple of winners on today's program. She was a first up winner in town in a Saturday West Speed contest over 1,200 metres last campaign. That was a stronger race than what she meets here this afternoon. She's drawn a lovely gate, and she's going to have tactical field position on the horse that I thought was the main danger to her in the stablemate in Secret Attire here, with William Pike jumping on board as we mentioned. So I thought there were a few boxes that she ticked here this afternoon. Brazen Empress resuming here today, and at the price around that $4.60 mark at the moment with Tab Touch. I thought that looked a really nice bet and what was a pretty tricky program for a best bet.
The wind's just picked up here on course, and there's a little bit of a sample size now with the 4 races. We just saw the outside leader horse win the previous, but I think the $1.30 favourite Heavy Metal who won settled 1 out 2 back, but the rest of the horses that have won have settled in the first 3 or 4. So it looks a fairly difficult day to make ground, maybe.
And even in that race, that Heavy Metal was able to win the leader on that occasion, a real tearaway leader as well. King
40
of
to
France,
1.
who went around at big odds, 40 to 1, was able to lead and give a massive kick into the straight, Michael. From that sample size that we have seen over the first 4 races, as you mentioned, it has been quite hard for those horses settling in the second half of the field to make up enough ground late in the piece to grab those horses in front.
So if you consider that Secret Attire goes around favourite here, it doesn't have the best of gate speed.
No, not a horse that begins all that well, Michael. We've seen her on occasions this campaign, even when she has drawn good barriers, she still ended up in the second half of the field on settling. And given the price differential between the pair, you're looking at around that $3.30 Secret Attire, who, to her credit, she is going super. No knock on the work that she's been able to put in this campaign. But with Brazen Empress, I thought could even push forward to lead or breeze here under William Pike with that tactical field advantage that I thought she would hold over the stablemate in Secret Attire. That just made her a more, I guess, ideal betting proposition here, especially given the pattern of the day.
And this horse has won 3 from 7 as well, Brazen Empress at Kalgoorlie, so certainly knows the circuit despite doing her previous preparation racing with Luke Fernie in Perth. The first horse is on its way into the yard now, so we'll get the preview underway for the NJ Industries Handicap, and that horse is Evelina from the yard of Peter Fernie, with Jefferson Sang claiming 3 kilos.
And another of Peter Fernie's horses here, Evelina. He's got a very strong hand in race number 5 on the program, who's certainly going well enough to give this race a shake. She was held up the entire last start behind He's Angelic. That was in a 58 plus over the 1100 metres. Jefferson Sang rode on that occasion as well, and he really just had nowhere to go in the straight, just never found galloping room when she needed it. She was racing well prior to that as well. She ran second behind T-Biscuit. We saw that form, Frank, yesterday at Belmont, running another cracking race there also. Then ran third behind Close at Hand, who also ran well again today to make that form look good too in a 70 plus contest. She's drawn soft once again in barrier 1. Jefferson Sang retains the ride, gets her in with a winnable weight, 58 kilos. I think she can certainly play a factor with galloping room.
The first 4 horses here are all trained by Peter Fernie, so fair to say he's got a stranglehold on this race. The 2 is Magnus Sonic with Braden Garth aboard.
He's a capable type. He was a better run last start to his first run here at Kalgoorlie. Ended up in a bit of an awkward position in running, but did like the way he got home over the concluding stages. I think that rise to 1200 metres is going to suit him here this afternoon, but the barrier that he's drawn certainly hurts his chances. I just can't map him from out there.
The 3 is Brazen Empress, who we've touched on a little bit. William Pike rides this mare.
As we mentioned, she was a first-up winner in West Speed Platinum Company last campaign in town. That was over 1,200 metres as well, and that was a stronger race than what she meets here for mine this afternoon. She was able to stave off a flying Hymns of Eladir at the time over the concluding stages, and it was the win of a horse who certainly got enough ability to be taking out this event. Then ran second her next start in Graduation Company, was just pipped on the post by Macchiato, who's a capable type as well. She's drawn super here. William Pike jumps on board, and she's going to hold that map advantage, I think, on the stablemate, and the clear danger for mine in Secret Attire, who's just not stepping all that cleanly at the moment. And as you rightly made mention of as well, Michael, she's got a terrific record here at this track. She's had 7 starts here at Kalgoorlie for 3 wins and 2 minors, so she loves it here over this circuit. She ticks a few boxes.
The 4 is our favourite, Secret Attire, Peter Fernie, Tash Faithful.
She's going super. She's had a tremendous campaign thus far, Secret Attire, and continues to race very well, even though she is deep into that preparation. She's run third in a regional championship final, third in a provincial championship heat, third in a provincial championship final, was a winner of a 58 plus here, first run back at Kalgoorlie, defeating Wine O'Clock Somewhere, then actually went back to town last start. So she has travelled a few kilometres and was luckless behind Timeless Gem, who's won again to make that form look even better. Just a little bit worried about where she may end up in the run, given she's not the quickest of horses out of the barriers. She could end up back in the ruck with a horse like Brazen Empress out in front rolling along. But if she does get the breaks when she needs them, she's very deserving of her position in the market.
The 5, all about the crack, Hash, Maley, Holly Nottle, who had a wonderful day riding 3 winners at Roeburn yesterday.
She did, and she's on fire at the moment, Holly Nottle. Drawn very wide here with this mare, All About the Crack, who probably isn't going well enough to make a strong case for her here. She hasn't beaten many runners home in any of her last 3 starts and does look tested.
The 6 is Crystalist, blinkers off, tongue tie on, Kate Pateman on for husband Aaron.
Thought it was a solid effort last start. That was in a Class 5 over 950 metres under Tiana Murray there on the fibre sand at Bunbury. He was, I should say, beaten 3.5 lengths at the finish, but that was certainly over an unsuitable distance. Blinkers come off here today, steps up to 1,200 metres. I think if he can bring his best and improve out of that first up run, then he can certainly feature in the money.
The 7 is I'm a Page 3 girl. Birthday boy Mac Hall trains. Luke Campbell aboard.
Yes, happy 23rd birthday to Mac Hall, who is on course here today as well. She's shown enough, this mare, in her 3 runs here in WA. She was a cracking run first up. That was at Northam in a Class 3 over the 1,000 metres. Was only beaten a length back to the inferior part of the track towards the inside behind Empress of India, who's won again in stronger company. So the ability's certainly there. Ran 4th here at Kalgoorlie under Shani Webster, only 2 lengths behind Secret Attire on that occasion, then clearly didn't handle that heavy track at Bunbury last start. Luke Campbell jumps on board from barrier 2. I think if she gets the right run, she can feature in the finish.
The 8, Cocoon Bay, winkers off, Zephyr Johnston Porter on for Helen Harding.
Solid effort first up. That was in a 1,200 metre 58 plus contest behind Tea Biscuit, but does look to have a tricky map to have to navigate here from barrier 10. Was no excuses last start. Thought she had every chance and she was a little bit disappointing.
Natika Riordan takes off 3 kilos aboard the 9. Natural Gem for Nev Newton.
She's hit the line super in each of her past couple of runs. Last start under Natika Riordan really attacked the line late over the concluding stages behind He's Angelic, and hopefully can hold a closer position in running here from barrier 4. She's a good chance at odds.
The 10 precast is going along okay for Mac Hall. Keshon Durun retains the ride.
Made ground last start at Pinjarra in a Class 3 behind Lucky I Am, only beaten a couple of lengths in a race that was dominated by those horses over the speed, and was a strong winner against the pattern here at Kalgoorlie on a very much on-speed day in a Class 2 over 1,200 metres. Does need a little bit of luck from where she has drawn, but if she gets it, she'll be running on strongly.
The 11 is Top Fun. 5 weeks between runs. The last start winner, Brian Allen, Scott Gittos.
Was a last start winner. Was probably the highlight of the day as well for Brian Allen and Scott Gittos. That was Scott's first winner in the saddle here in WA. Does a lot of work for a number of these trainers on the Goldfields and down in Esperance behind the scenes. Just don't think he gets the same setup here, so I am against.
And the final runner, Rommel's Angel. Kerry Martin looking for a running double. Lisa Staples rides.
I think she'll be hard pressed to land that running double, Michael. She's been struggling in her recent runs, Rommel's Angel, and the map does look a little bit tricky.
I'll grab Aaron Pateman here. He saddles up Crystalist, his second runner today. Aaron, before we touch on Crystalist, wife Kate just announces the leading country rider for WA this season. That's a wonderful achievement.
Oh, massive. Like she had 4 years off, become a mother of 2 children. So extremely proud, really.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been riding a stack of winners, clearly, but to be able to do that after a couple of kids, you're obviously training. She's out there every day. It's just a feather in her cap.
Oh, yeah, she does the yards too. She's been at Roeburn, Carnarvon, Narrogin, York, everywhere. She's been everywhere in the last 3 or 4 days. It's unbelievable, you know. She's got to come home, look after the kids. You know, she's super. She's country racing. She's riding 1 and 2. She's not winning and running second. So, you know, she's ridden, 36 winners or something for the season and 250 rides, and 150 of them have been in the money. So she's riding well, she's riding good in town, she's riding good here, she's riding good everywhere, so I can't knock her at all.
How many horses do the two of you have in work?
Too many. We got 10 there at the moment. This bloke here, he's probably on his last legs. If he doesn't do something here today, he might be looking for a different career path or somewhere else, somewhere a bit easier, but He's a sneaky chance, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
All right, good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
There is Aaron Pateman, not overly confident in this race, but the favouritism still is with Secret Attire, who goes around here as the $3.20 favourite in from $4. Can I get your top four quickly, please, Riley?
3, 4, 1 and 10, my numbers here, Michael. 3, Brazen Empress on top for me. Thought it looked really good placement on paper for this mare. First up, 1,200 metres, can slide forward and hold a strong position with William Pike on board. And it's a very similar setup to what she was able to have last campaign in a West Speed Platinum in Saturday grade in town, and she was able to win that race. So I did think it looked a good race for Brazen Empress. From the 4, Secret Attire looks a clear danger on paper. If she gets the clear galloping room that she needs at a crucial stage, she's going to be very hard to hold out. The 1, Evelina, was luckless last start. If she, in a similar vein from barrier 1, if she gets the breaks when she needs them, she'll be running on strong. And the 10 in for 4th in precast, who was a very good winner here at Kalgoorlie a couple of starts ago, then made up some good ground last start at Pinjarra in a race dominated on speed. 3, 4, 1 and 10.
3, 4, 1 and 10. Peter Fernie saddles up the first 3 favourites. Here's Royce Newton for the call of race 5.
Throughout since the early markets opened on Saturday morning, and 3:30 ahead of Brazen Empress, who is at $4.60, and then we've got Evelina at $8. I'm a Page 3 Girl likewise, and Natural Gem at $8.50. They're the single figure odd chances engaged here in this field of 12. You'll need Diego Dynamite to be alive in today's main quaddie. That was number 3 in race 4, returning around 8-1. So a bit of spice into the main quaddie. We're waiting for All About the Crack to come forward. On screen now, one of Ash Maley's gallopers that he's brought to the KBRC today. Not afraid to travel them, that's for sure. Crystalis on screen as well from the Aaron Pateman yard. It was a reasonable run on the fibre track there at Bunbury last start, 3.5 behind Final Authority. So we're just awaiting these two, and we will be set. They're working on one here with the barrier blanket behind the line. So the number just covered up at this point in time, but going forward into line very shortly alongside I'm a Page 3 Girl, so the inside draw, which is Evelina. So no surprises there. She normally dons the barrier blanket. Jefferson Sang, the 3 kilo claimer, just awaits his mount in the machine and will jump aboard very shortly. So Peter Fernie with the top 4 handicapped horses in this race: Evelina, Magnasonic, Brazen Empress and Secret Attire. 1, 2, 3, 4 in your race book in that order. Bit of a tailwind up the home straight now as the flags start to blow about. Big crowd on course for Variety Day. I believe up to 400 guests in that function downstairs, which is good to see. The children's charity. And from our on-course photographer, What the Chuck, a very happy birthday Dazza on course celebrating his birthday today. So Crystalis to come forward. Secret Attire, $3.40. Brazen Empress for Pike at $4.40. And then out to $7.50 now for I'm a Page 3 Girl. Yep. So Evelina, we're just awaiting to come forward, taking quite some time to get this barrier blanket right. She's a bit of a veteran nowadays. This is start 46 for Evelina. She's a 6-year-old. She's won 6. Approaching 200,000 in prize money, Evelina. For a host of racing media connections. There's quite a few in there. So All About the Crack now coming forward. They've had luck with Evelina. Crystalis will be the last one to come forward. 1,200 metres ahead of them. This is the NJ Industries Handicap. Big thank you to all these sponsors getting on board this Variety Race Day. Crystalis locked away. Stand by. Attendance just with Evelina, I believe, with the barrier blanket. And gates fly back. They're off. racing. Now, Crystalis just missed the start slightly. Going back is Top Fun in contrast to his last start win. Pushing forward, Cocoon Bay together with Rommel's Angel. Evelina's going to hold her position down on the fence. On the improve around the outside, we've got Natural Gem. Also up there in the firing line, just making its position better, is All About the Crack. And around the outside, Magnasonic, who's going to settle down Handy. They were followed next of all to down on the inside, I'm a Page 3 Girl. Precast between runners. Secret Attire's got a long way back. Top Fun is looping the field, and it's Brazen Empress for Pike, who's last of all. So a congested field of 12 here. Only 5 lengths covers the field, and it's Cocoon Bay, the Esperance Galloper, who shows the way from Magnasonic. Around the outside on the improve, All About the Crack, then Top Fun. Evelina sweating on a run, likewise with Natural Gem. Then we had Rommel's Angel. Brazen Empress gets to the outside now. They were followed by Secret Attire, who has a wall of horses in front of her, and Precast was next. Inside the final 200, it's Top Fun who hit the lead. Brazen Empress the outside. Over on the inside, Magnasonic, then All About the Crack, Natural Gem. It's Brazen Empress, Top Fun. Brazen Empress over the top, goes on and wins by a neck. Top Fun second. Third, we had Precast. Fourth in All About the Crack. Fifth, Magnasonic. They were followed in by Natural Gem, and then we had Cocoon Bay. Secret Attire never had a chance at the top of the straight, on the fence, locked away. Evelina, Crystalis next, and last in was Rommel's Angel. Brazen Empress, the ride has won that race because Pike got the horse to the outside, and geez, there was quite a few sweating on a run behind the leading division, and has denied Top Fun 2 wins in a row. This horse is absolutely flying. Had to do plenty of work to loop the field. Has only gone down a neck on the line. So 3 goes into the frame. Brazen Empress. And fresh off a spell, 66 days between runs. Transferred to Peter Fernie for its start today and gets the job done. 11 gets second. That is Top Fun ahead of the 10 Precast, who was doing his best work late. 5 gets fourth. That's All About the Crack. Numbers 3, 11, 10 and 5. 3, 11, 10 and 5. Interim numbers there. Brazen Empress for Pete Fernie. William Pike by Safeguard from Paris Memory, and owned by the Gold Light Nominees Proprietary Limited Syndicate. 3, Brazen Empress brings up win 5 at start 20. Starting to build quite that record, a 25% win strike rate. 11 gets second, and that's Top Fun, who's really starting to hand in some good performances, up to 58 plus grade today, and has finished second. For Brian Allen and Scotty Giddos by Top Echelon from Red Ocean, owned by Josie Allen, also Mrs. Kay Hurst, Kev Spicer, Daryl Chisholm, Mike Kent and Graham Lynch. Top Fun second. Third is the 10, that is Precast for Mac Hall and Keshore Durham by Unencumbered from Bell Frank, owned by Miss C. Young, N. Withnell, Mac Hall and R. Hall. Fourth in the 5, that's All About the Crack, Ash Maley and Holly Nottle. 3, 11, 10 and 5, a long neck by 2.5 lengths. Race 6 is next, the Terra Drilling Handicap over the 1400. We've got a big field of 15 to go. Your favourite is Date with the Devil in those exact same silks for William Pike and Peter Fernie. But in the meantime, let's jump down into the yard after the win of Brazen Empress in race number 5.
Thanks, Royce. That's a treble for Peter Fernie and a double for William Pike today. Pete, this mare won first up at Ascot last preparation. What's she been doing the last 66 days?
Oh, well, we gave her a bit of time off. She got a bit of a virus, so when Luke had her, she got pretty crook, and we tipped her out, and then she, Nigel Reid done a really good job with her, so she's just ticked over there, and Dion had her for a little bit, and now she came here. They've done a really good job. We've only had her back about 3 weeks. She's done really well, though. She's a lovely horse. She's one of my favourites. She's such a beautiful big horse to handle.
She's now won 4 of 8 here at Kalgoorlie, and she's won up to a mile as well, but also won fresh twice over 1,200 metres last preparation. What do you do with her?
Oh, we don't know. We'll just let her pick a race when she can. She's a lovely horse. I love her, so we'll find something for her.
Keep her here at Kalgoorlie, seeing she goes so well here?
I'll be up to the owners, not me. If they're happy, if they wanted to go down there, she can have another crack down there, but she's a nice horse for Cal.
What about the next 2 races? You've got 4 in the next and also feuding in the last, who goes around favourite. Who's the best of the next 2?
I don't know. They're all chances in the last. Date for Devil, if it jumps, it'll be really hard to beat, I think.
All right, good luck.
Thanks.
There's Peter Fernie. Here's William Pike.
Thanks, Michael. Catching up with William Pike once again. Willie, you ended up a long way back in running aboard this mare today, a little bit further back than I'd anticipated you'd end up with her, given she's done a lot of her recent racing over the speed. But at the end of the day, all's well ends well.
Yeah, that's right. I was got myself in an awkward spot. Everything was upside down. The race was run horrible. We didn't flow at all. A lot of these riders, they fly them out the gates and then they throw the handbrake on, and actually probably worked out in my favour to come from behind because they went that slow. We actually ended up on top of them because they forgot to let their horses go.
Well, she certainly travelled into the race really well, and it looked as though she was going to pick them up quite easily at one stage, but to the leading horse's credit, gave quite a nice kick and did make you earn it and knuckle down over the concluding stages.
Yeah, that's spot on. You summed it up very well, mate.
What did you make of the run of Close at Hand as a beaten favourite in that 70 plus a little bit earlier today?
Yeah, that was sort of, we're out there, ended up got caught up in a jockey tactics battle. I really think he'd be better off with a sit and some cover. I exposed him too early and had one come off my back that sort of had the soft track up run. I thought it was still creditable. Beaten favourite always hurts, but I still think it was good.
Well done on the win here.
Thanks, mate.
There's Willie Pike. That's a double. There's 2 races to come here from Kalgoorlie, and William Pike rides the favourite in both. 3, 11, 10 and 5, the numbers from race 5.